You everybody in the stream ready, bro, or what, bro? About to start this shit. If y'all not ready, y'all gonna be left, bro. It is what it is. We good, bro. I'm nice and hydrated. Let's go. All right, everybody lock the fuck in, yo. Lock the fuck in. Everybody get comfortable. Make sure y'all got y'all fucking blankets and whatnot. Y'all got your snacks, all that cool jazz, bro. I'm gonna take a quick hit from this, and we're gonna get right into this video, bro. Alright, to all my older people, if we got any older people watching, bro, you know, if y'all got y'all little cup or y'all got y'all little, you know, y'all little spliff, you know, light that shit up, bro. Take a little hit. We're gonna start this bitch. None of my younger people better be smoking, bro. Slap your ass. Fuck, bro, there's about to be a fire in here. Shit started burning mad quick.
Gary McKinnon was obsessed with UFOs and believed governments were covering up evidence that UFOs exist.
I'm
In the year
reporting you.
2000,
Don't
he
report me,
decided
bro.
to do a little digging. Gary was a computer expert,
Pay
so what
attention,
better
man.
place to dig than on U.S. government computers.
Is this shit too
What
loud?
he found was so shocking that it sent the entire United States government into a full-blown panic. In fact, the U.S. spent 10 years trying to prosecute Gary. He was looking at 70 years in federal prison. But what information did Gary find that could cause the U.S. government to become so aggressive?
Please say aliens.
You think aliens real? Aliens are 100% real. Let me put this into perspective for y'all, alright? Let me put this into perspective. Our sun and our solar system, right? That bright ass thing that we look at every single day, that's the sun. Alright? So now, that's the fucking sun. When y'all look into the sky and you see all those white dots and shit, those are stars. Alright? Stars are suns. So each one of those little dots that you look at in the sky, they got their own solar system, all their planets around them and all that shit. The same way we got ours. So when they look in the sky, they see one of the stars, that's our sun. You understand? That's too many fucking stars, bro. There's aliens, bro. That's like at least a few thousand fucking, maybe millions of planets, bro, that we looking at every night, realistically. Because we looking at the fucking sun, we looking at planets, bro. Like, aliens gotta be real. And like I said, bro, I seen there ain't a solar system around each sun, bro. You chatting, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Yes, there is, bro. A sun has its own solar system, bro. What you talking about? I wouldn't lie to you guys, bro. Each star has its own solar system, bro. 100%, bro. Trust. And I told y'all before, bro. I seen a UFO before. Me, my mom, and my grandma all seen a UFO. It was in the Bronx. It was in like 2009. And it was right above us, bro. A low saucer. A flying saucer, bro. It was mad big.
You say aliens.
Aliens.
Man.
Yabba dabba doo.
But there's so many galaxies and stuff is unfathomable.
Gary McKinnon's
100%,
stepfather was into science fiction and space travel, and this rubbed off on Gary. When he was only 12 years old, he joined BUFORA, the British UFO Research Association. But it all came together when Gary was 13 and had his own UFO sighting. He saw a bright red light in the sky that went from horizon to horizon in about 5 seconds. At
Holy
first, he
shit.
thought it was a meteor, but it was moving too slowly and erratically. He said it moved through the sky in a waving motion like a dolphin bouncing in and out of the water.
Oh, you know what? Space dolphins move that way on purpose.
Really?
Huh?
I only said that because I wanted to see him make a face like he smelled a fart.
As time
Bruh,
went on, Gary
this
became
damn fish.
convinced that governments around the world, especially the United States government, had evidence that UFOs and aliens were real. But this evidence was being withheld from the population.
Of course they withhold it. And thank God they do. We'd be out of a job.
Amen to that. Well, Gary McKinnon was an expert in computers and networking and worked as a systems
Fuck
administrator.
this shit not pausing. Real quick, one more thing. Did y'all see Eddie? I can't tell if you joking or if you for a saucer. Y'all put that on my life, bro. And y'all are not gonna really hear me ever say this shit. I put that on my life. I seen a fucking flying saucer, bro. Real talk. My mom and my grandma seen it too. Shit was crazy. But what I was gonna say is some Pentagon official just recently came out and said that there's like a high chance there's a mothership in our solar system. Think about it. That's a Pentagon official coming out. Why would they say that if it's not? You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. That was me, bro. So what? That was me, bro. So threw a plate in the sky, bro. I That was not no damn plate, bro.
Even though he was good at his job, he was bored with it. His real passion was UFOs, a passion that was becoming an obsession. And if the government was hiding information about UFOs, he was gonna do something about it.
Idle fins are the devil's playground. That's something I teach all my guppies.
Gary knew that both NASA and the US Department of Defense use Windows, which he described as a operating system. Using skills he learned as a sysadmin, he wrote a program to do one simple thing: check the passwords of all computers on a network. He wanted to know if they used the word password as a password, or if they used no password at all. His program...
Hold up. That was, I think you mentioned before. Yeah, ain't they released a document about aliens? Yeah, they did.
Which he
2020.
described as a
If I'm not mistaken.
operating system. Using skills he learned as a sysadmin, he wrote a program to do one simple thing: check the passwords of all computers on a network. He wanted to know if they used the word password as a password, or if they used no password at all. His program ran for a year and found hundreds of wide-open government computers.
Holy
To this
shit.
day, he insists he wasn't hacking or attacking the computer systems. He said it was more like going fishing for information.
Fishing, huh? That phrase is a
Yo, bro,
microaggression.
imagine being a hacker, bro. Imagine being a hacker and going into their account and seeing all this shit, bro. That's crazy.
U.S. Space Command and NASA. But he didn't find anything interesting until he stumbled across...
Aliens?
Not exactly.
What did he find?
He found a spreadsheet.
Ugh, sometimes you are so disappointing.
Spreadsheet, what that shit contained. The hacker
Gary
gonna be
McKinnon
gone
had
soon.
access
He's
to some
probably
of the
gone
most
right
highly
now.
classified files in the U.S. government. Most of what he found was pretty boring. Lots of staff reports, department memos, mostly just bureaucratic paperwork. But Gary found a spreadsheet on a U.S. Navy server that caught his eye. It was called Non-Terrestrial Officers and contained a list of names. He was looking at a list of people stationed somewhere other
Yo,
than planet
that fish
Earth.
funny as fuck.
Non-terrestrial officers.
Mostly just bureaucratic paperwork. But Gary contained a list of names. He was looking at a list of people stationed somewhere other
I'm
than...
reminded it too.
But Gary found a spreadsheet on a U.S. Navy server that caught his eye. It was called Non-Terrestrial Officers and contained a list of names. He was looking at a list of people stationed somewhere other than planet Earth.
Non-terrestrial officers could be humans serving on another planet or non-humans serving on this planet.
Well, that's true, but in this case, Gary was pretty sure that these were humans, because the list showed officer transfers from one ship to another. So Gary looked for the ships
The
in the
fuck?
U.S. Naval Registry.
Well, let me guess. The ships weren't on the list.
They were not.
Ooh.
They appeared to belong to a secret fleet, a fleet operating in space. But that wasn't even the most interesting thing that he found. A spreadsheet is just words. But you know what's worth 1,000 of those?
A picture?
A picture. Gary McKinnon had heard the testimony of a woman named Donna Hare.
I think I heard this
She
story
was a
before.
former NASA employee who
found,
worked
like,
at the
pictures
agency
of UFOs
for
and shit.
years. She said
And
she
aliens.
saw quite a few UFOs in NASA satellite photos. But the photos, both physical and digital, were always altered to remove the UFOs from the images.
Oh, you don't say.
In the 1980s, Donna was working for NASA at Johnson Space Center. Specifically, she worked in the highly secure area known as Building Number 8. One day, Donna stopped by a coworker's office about something completely different. When she walked in, this coworker had a satellite image on his computer screen. He showed her a white cigar-shaped object. He asked her what she
What
thought
the
it could be.
fuck?
She said it might be a blob on the emulsion or a scanning defect. But then he pointed to something that made Donna have to catch her breath. The object was casting a shadow on the ground. So whatever it was real. Gary was intrigued by the story and thought Donna Hare was telling the truth. Since he already had access to NASA's computers, he wrote a program to search for the image. He narrowed his list of hundreds of computers down to just a few, inside Building Number 8. Naturally, they had blank passwords, so he logged into them one by one. Most of these machines had empty desktops, but one computer had folders named raw, filtered, processed, and unprocessed. This was exactly
Talking about
how
UFO
Donna
pictures.
described the computer in Building Number 8, so this was the one. The folder labeled unprocessed contained an image, but the file was huge, so Gary couldn't download it. So he tried to view it on the remote desktop. So Gary McKinnon clicked the file and watched as the image appeared, pixel by pixel, line by line. At first,
Oh
he saw
my
nothing but
God.
blank
It was a
space,
picture UFO.
But then the hemisphere of the planet began to form, and then he saw clouds.
What
and
the
then,
fuck?
about 2/3 of the way down, he saw what he was looking for: a spaceship. Gary saw a large silver cylinder, completely smooth, no rivets or
cigar
seams of any
UFO.
kind. But a few seconds after opening the file, Gary noticed the mouse on the remote computer move, but he wasn't moving it.
Oh
the
my
jig is
God, they
Whoever was
caught him.
sitting at the computer in building number 8 turned off their network connection, and Gary was disconnected.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
Nope, no time. So the good news for Gary McKinnon was his
Aliens or something gotta be real, because ain't no way we the only life form in all of space. Yo, 100%, bro. I just can't imagine that, bro, that we the only ones. It wouldn't make sense, bro. They off the motherfucker because he made a car that ran off water. Yeah, I heard about that too, bro. That shit is crazy. Yo, there's somebody that made a car that runs on like hemp oil too, or some shit, like something that has to do with weed, some shit. Yo, imagine you going through that and they catch you like that, bro. I'd be bugging the fuck out, bro. Imagine you at work and you working for like a private building or some shit, some classified shit, and it's your computer, bro, that your dumb ass thought, I'm not gonna put a password because who's gonna fucking check this shit? Bro, your whole career is flashing in front of your eyes, bro. You getting hacked right in front of you, bro. Like, think about that. You see somebody fucking moving your mouse like right in front of you. Like, hell no, bro. I'm gonna be bugging the fuck out. Like, that shit is crazy.
suspicions were proved correct.
I'll be scared,
Bad
bro.
news,
I'll be like, oh,
US
hell nah,
government
man.
was
Where's my
onto it.
manager?
Is this a UFO? And he's smiling at me and he says, I can't tell you that.
Yo,
What
this
I
shit
knew
crazy.
he meant was, it was, but he couldn't tell me. So I said, what are you going to do with this information? And he said, well, we always have to airbrush them out before we sell them to the public.
Wow.
And I was just amazed that they had a protocol in place. For
And if there's a
getting rid of
protocol,
UFO pictures.
yo, if there's a protocol, that means that it's happening so frequently too, bro. Trust.
Gary McKinnon stumbled onto more evidence of what he saw in the file of non-terrestrial officers.
Yo.
Evidence of a secret space program within the U.S. military.
Cylindrical UFO? That you never heard of a cylindrical UFO? What you mean by that? Like, cylindrical is like a cigar shape? I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's like a cylinder, so like a cigar shape. Yeah, there's a cigar shaped UFO. I've heard like a few stories about that.
And this secret space program isn't new. There are clues about it going back over 50 years. In the 1960s, the U.S. Air Force had a program that ran in parallel with NASA's Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs. It was called the Manned Orbiting Laboratory, or MOL. The MOL program had its own facilities and its own staff. They had uniforms and spacesuits, but they were completely different from NASA's, so there'd be no confusion that the MOL employees worked for a completely different program. The operation was so secret that not even the wives knew what their husbands were working on.
And the wives don't need to know nothing. What happens in orbit stays in orbit.
You've been divorced how many times?
3.
Uh-huh.
Cheap shot.
The MOL program was created to develop a spy station in space, but it was canceled by President Richard Nixon in 1969.
You think aliens pick up cows like in the cartoons, bro? Aliens definitely be picking up animals and doing fucking experiments on them. They do that shit to humans, bro. This is what I believe, bro. I feel like they definitely do all that shit. And then you know those stories like chupacabra, like when and animals like that suck out blood from animals. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like folklore, I guess. They be saying that they sucked out animal blood and the animal just looks mad like empty, right? To humans, not to humans, to animals. Like, there's a thing called like chupacabra. Like, I don't know if it's like in Mexican stories or some shit. That's in Mexican stories, or what? Like Latin, just like Spanish. All right, so it's in like Spanish shit. And yeah, there's a story that they found their animals like pretty much like bloodless. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not empty. Like, you don't know? Yeah, I know what a chupacabra is, motherfucker. Yeah, so anyways, I'm pretty sure that's UFOs instead of the whole fucking chupacabra thing. Malnourished. Not even malnourished, like just like fucking empty, bro. Like deflated, bro.
But what Gary
Like,
McKinnon stumbled onto was something far bigger than some
yeah.
Cold War spy program. After Gary found the cigar-shaped UFO on the
I'm pretty
NASA
sure all that
computer
shit is
and
like
got
aliens
caught,
and all that.
U.S. officials began to pressure the UK to help track him down. In early 2002, Gary was arrested and charged with 97 counts of causing damage to U.S. intelligence assets. And he was accused of doing $800,000 worth of damage. The U.S. government claimed he hacked into dozens of military computers and 16 NASA computers. They claimed he altered and deleted files, and that his activities were, in the U.S. government's words, intentional and calculated to influence and affect the U.S. government by intimidation and coercion. These charges
if
were
he really
very
went,
aggressive.
if he really went
Clearly,
in and
the US
deleted shit,
government was
if he really went in to delete the shit, then he's gonna see mad jail time, bro. 100%.
Concerned about what Gary found, so they wanted to make an example of him and make sure no one else would ever try to access a single document mentioning UFOs. Gary McKinnon spent 10 years defending himself against these charges and trying to stay in the UK. If he were charged in the United States, he'd be facing up to 70 years in federal
Holy
prison.
shit.
The media picked up the story but downplayed the UFO connection. McKinnon was described as a hacker trying to harm the Pentagon. The only major publication to mention the UFO side of the story was the UK Daily Mail. Gary said this publicity is one of the things that saved him. Eventually, his case landed on the desk of UK Home Secretary Theresa May, who would eventually go on to be Prime Minister. She ruled that McKinnon could not be taken back to the US because he suffered from Asperger's. Now, Gary McKinnon did break
What's
the law.
Asperger's
There's no
again?
disputing that. But he also did the US a favor. Using the hacker named Solo, he sent
I got smoke in
messages
my
to
eye.
US agencies telling them their security was weak. He felt he was morally justified.
I thought if this technology really does exist, it should be used for the good of all of us, you know, free energy, or at least very cheap. If this is being kept secret, why? Because obviously that would be used against people. It's being
Nah,
kept secret.
it could be getting
For-
kept
for-
secret
for
too.
Humanity.
It could be getting kept secret too, cause like, what if there's like some, I don't know, what if there's like some, not war or some shit, but like, think about it. If aliens, like say aliens are real shit, they're definitely inside of our government and like people's governments. You know what I mean? So like maybe they don't want to just reveal that they're really integrated with everybody. Like I don't know, bro. I be feeling like people walking around as aliens sometimes.
Called heating or eating.
No cap.
Old age pensioners have to choose whether to pay for their heating or pay to have food and then sit on their chair with a blanket and eat their food.
Gary McKinnon's case finally ended in 2012, and he became a celebrity in the UFO community. He'd exposed, or at least said he'd exposed, government knowledge of an alien
Look
presence.
at the fish's
But his
face.
case proved there was something much more sinister going on. This wasn't something as simple
You think
as
aliens
the
the
US government
elites?
covering up
Aliens,
UFOs.
aliens could definitely be
This
the
was
elites, bro.
proof that there was a
You ever
highly
heard of the
organized
Anunnaki?
secret space program in place. This program has a staff of thousands.
Search
It
up the
has a fleet
Anunnaki.
of spaceships. It has weapons more advanced than anything currently in use. And this program has a name: Solar Warden.
Nah, they reptilians. They could be reptilians too, bro.
Another incident, I knew someone in quarantine with the Apollo astronauts. He told me that the Apollo astronauts saw crap on the moon when we landed. The astronauts are told to keep this quiet. They're not allowed to talk about it.
Bro, that's what I think happened, bro.
At the same time Gary McKinnon was snooping NASA's servers, rumors were going
Yo, hold up. Who remembers? I think I've talked about this before. Chicken, were you in the stream that day when that guy came to my job and told me about some shit like about Walmart trafficking people or some shit? And I had him on the phone and I was talking on stream. Were you there at that stream, bro? And it was just mad weird, bro. And then I dead ass went to Walmart to meet up with him to see what he was talking about. I was wildin', bro. Nah, bro. I was definitely wildin'. I don't believe so, but that sound crazy. I don't believe so, but that sound crazy. Like he wasn't in the stream. Was he for real? I mean, he was telling me shit about it. I've heard there's a conspiracy that like Walmart be trafficking people. Like they're with what's it called? What's those people that come in and like rescue people? I can't think of the word right now, bro. But Walmart has something like that. Walmart out of all places, wild, yeah. But yeah, he was telling me that there's like some big gates. There's something like called like FEMA or something. Is it FEMA? You ever heard of that? FEMA? That's what it is, right? FEMA camps. Yeah, I think that's what it's what it's called. It's FEMA camps. All right, we talking way out of topic now. We talking about something totally different. Let's get back on track with the aliens, bro.
going around about a secret space program named Solar
But nah,
Warden.
yeah.
Solar Warden
That shit
came
was
out of
crazy.
a program called the Strategic Defense Initiative. Now, this was a Reagan-era defense program nicknamed Star Wars by the media. Now, this program
Just
has
imagine there's
multiple
really shit
space
like that flying out
platforms
there.
similar to
That's
aircraft
crazy.
carriers. Its mission is to scan the solar system for unauthorized alien intrusions and report those intrusions to the U.S. Space Force. According to the rumors,
I'm never
the
going to
US
Walmart
and other
again.
nations have treaties that say only a small number of alien visitors are allowed on Earth at a
Bro,
time.
that's
But the
believable,
aliens
bro.
have been breaking the treaties for decades.
Bro, that is
System
believable,
four.
bro. Listen to what they just said, bro. They said that there's a treaty with aliens. I'm 100% this is happening, bro. The aliens are talking to us, like, they're talking to our leaders and shit. I'm pretty sure that there's things that live inside of the hollow earth. I believe in the hollow earth theory. I don't know if y'all know what the hollow earth theory is, but I believe in the hollow earth theory. I definitely believe there's aliens down there, right? And they come out, like, they in the Antarctica and all that shit. Antarctica is, like, I feel like that's, like, a passageway to go to Middle Earth, bro. I don't know. I could be just tweaking, too, bro. Maybe I watch too many videos, bro. I don't know.
Unauthorized alien intrusions.
For sure, bro. The government
Intrusions
leaders definitely
to
got
the
some
US Space
contacts
Force.
going on. Nah,
According to the
100%.
rumors,
Listen to this, though.
The U.S. and other nations have treaties that say only a small number of alien visitors are allowed on Earth at a time. But the aliens had been breaking the treaties for decades.
100%, bro.
Arcturians. Everybody knows those damn Arcturians can't be trusted.
That sounds kind of racist.
Save it for Twitter.
Touche. As the story goes, Reagan was briefed on the aliens by military and civilian leaders. He immediately became determined to protect the
Or maybe
Earth
that's
from
what
the
they
alien
say.
presence. Now, how do we know this? Reagan said so
Hold on,
himself.
hold on.
In 2000
Eddie, the fuck wrong with your ass, bro? You ain't never learned about the layers of Earth in geography class? Or maybe that's why they teaching so you don't know. You wanna know something crazy? Did you know that the center of the Earth, when we learned about it in school, they always told us that it's just a theory. Like, the Earth having like a magma core and all that, that's just a theory. That's not a proven thing. The fact that it's just a theory, and they tell us it's something, the name theory, like the word theory is inside of the title when they talk about like that shit in science or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah, bro, that's just a theory. It's not the Earth, the middle part of the Earth. They don't know for a fact if it's fucking magma or not. So that shit could be a fucking hollow Earth, bro. That's what I think. I think that shit's a hollow Earth. I don't give a fuck, yo. I'm standing on that hill. I don't care, bro. Nah, Andrew Tate spitting, bro. This Matrix shit crazy. Nah, 100%, bro.
2007, HarperCollins published
I'm gonna start
The
talking
Reagan
back to my
Diaries.
teachers now.
This book is an insight
That's
into
funny,
the
bro.
president's daily life in the White House. His entries aren't written like a memoir. They're just thoughts that Reagan jotted down throughout the day. And on page 334, dated June 11th, 1985, the president made the following entry.
Lunch with 5 top space scientists. It was fascinating. Space truly is the last frontier. And some of the developments therein are like science fiction, except they are real. I learned that our shuttle capacity is such that we could orbit 300 people.
Whoa, the Gipper let a big one slip, eh?
He sure did. Now, if you know the space program, this entry makes no sense. The maximum capacity of a NASA space shuttle is 8 people. At the time, the entire fleet was only 4 shuttles. Even if all the shuttles were used at the same time, which they never were, that's only 32 people. So what's Reagan talking about? Later, people suggested Reagan might not have been talking about space shuttles at all. Maybe he was referencing a program that was supposedly canceled in 1979. A program to develop a space plane called Starraker.
Ooh, like
What
the
the
James Bond
fuck,
movie.
bro?
No, that was Moonraker.
Oh, right. Hey, you know that girl at the end of the movie had braces?
Yep, I thought so too, but she didn't. That's a Mandela effect.
I can't get my brain to accept it.
I can't either. Anyway, the Starraker, unlike the shuttle,
Holy
could carry
shit.
a lot of people. It was bigger than a 747. It could carry a payload of 200,000 pounds, more than enough to put 300 people on a space platform. So it's possible that Reagan was right, and Solar Warden is real, at least technically. The first reference to a secret space program with the name Solar Warden is from early 2006. An anonymous post appeared on a bulletin board called the Open Minds Forum.
We have a space fleet, which is codenamed.
Your hair like Phantoms right now, bro. My hair's not like. I don't think my hair's like Phantoms. What? Phantom has cornrows? I thought his hair is like to the side.
named Solar Warden. There were, as of 2005,
You gotta show me his hair
8
now.
ships, equivalent
And
to
I'll tell you.
aircraft carriers, and 43
I need a
protectors,
haircut,
which are
though.
space planes. One was lost recently to an accident in Mars orbit while it was attempting to resupply the multinational
what?
colony
Mars
within
orbit?
Mars. This base was established in 1964 by American and Soviet teamwork. Not everything is as it seems. We have visited all the planets in our solar system, at a distance, of course, except Mercury. We've landed on Pluto and a few moons. These ships contain personnel from many countries and have sworn an oath to the world government.
What
The
the
technology
fuck?
came from back engineering alien disk wreckage and at times with alien assistance.
For a few years, Solar Warden flew mostly under the radar in
You for real think aliens just geeking in the middle of the earth, bro?
UFO circles.
That's what
But
I think,
in
bro.
2012, Solar Warden was back.
Could be aliens,
In
could be another
November of
race,
that
bro.
year, a Huffington Post article by reporter
Just think about Operation High Jump, bro. Go Google Operation High Jump. Go see what that is, bro, and you let me know what you think after you read that.
Darren Perks was the first major news article about Solar Warden. It was also the first to tie in the story of Gary McKinnon. The article claimed that the program began in 1980 and operates under the U.S. Naval Network and Space Operations Command, the NNSOC. The space fleet has 8 massive carriers, each over 600 feet long. Each carrier is staffed by 300 people and protected by about 40 scout ships. And these ships are
Holy
used
shit.
to intercept alien intruders. According to the report, there are permanent multinational bases on the moon and Mars that are supplied by the carriers.
So that's why we
Bro,
never
I can
went back
believe
there.
that, bro.
Right, at least not publicly. Darren Perks personally investigated the Solar Warden story, and in 2010 he was contacted by a whistleblower in the U.S. Department of Defense. This contact confirmed that Solar Warden is real.
While conducting
Holy
a FOIA
shit.
Freedom of Information request with the DoD, Department of Defense, in 2010, I had a much unexpected response by email from them which read, "About an hour ago, I spoke to a NASA rep who confirmed this was their program and it was terminated by then President Obama. He also informed me that it was not a joint program with the DoD. The NASA rep informed me that you should be directed to the Johnson Space Center FOIA manager."
So assuming Perks wasn't lying, the email
No,
response
bro, they're gonna try
clearly
to find me.
indicated
I'm
Solar
dead.
Warden existed, or something like it did, but was canceled by President Obama in the early 2000s. Perks never followed up on his original article, and as you might expect,
Yo,
neither
my eye
NASA
got
nor the
smoked in it,
DoD
bro.
has ever mentioned it. So if all we have are reports from anonymous people, that's not much proof of Solar Warden. But in 2007, we'd get more evidence, and this time, they're pictures.
Bro, that's crazy.
In 2007,
What operation you said?
a British amateur astronomer named
I said Operation High Jump.
John Leonard Walson started using a new technique to film the night sky. By attaching special equipment to his telescope, he records objects in visible, infrared, and ultraviolet spectrums. He then takes the clearest
yo,
frame
I'm
from
about to
each
get comfortable.
band and combines them. This process is called luminance layering. Walson first used the technique to view the space shuttle and the International Space Station, and experts confirmed that his technique works. But things got really weird when he started recording videos of stars in the sky. Walson discovered that many of the stars are not stars at all.
What
They're in
the
fact
fuck?
massive, highly reflective space platforms, exactly the type that Solar Warden uses. Some platforms have solar panels, others have what looks like weapons attached to the structures. He said some of the objects look like spaceships from Star Trek that might be used by the Federation or Klingons.
Oh, what do toilet paper and Captain Kirk have in common?
Please don't.
They both fly past Uranus and wipe out the Klingons.
Secret UFO base? Yeah, bro, could be. The
Walson
fuck?
seemed to be confirming the presence of a vast fleet in the space above us, exactly as Solar Warden believers claim.
Oh, the government probably hates this guy, huh?
They sure do. Not long after releasing his images, the infamous black helicopters appeared, flying very close to his house. Walson said that he was even being intimidated by what he called a government goon, and they even got physical at one point. But there's more to Solar Warden than just
Is this
questionable
guy still
videos
alive?
taken with a telescope. In the mid-1980s, rumors emerged of a secret government project, codename Aurora. Aurora is a triangle-shaped space plane. The program was even covered in aviation magazines. Now, there weren't many UFO sightings described as triangles before the 80s, but now this is a common type of UFO. Also during this time, the British Ministry of Defense opened up a highly classified office dedicated to quietly investigating UFOs. One of its employees was Nick Pope. Nick said on the wall of the main office was a large photograph of an object known as the Calvin UFO, which was taken near Calvin, England on August 4th, 1990. The original photo has disappeared, but it depicted an 80-foot-long
That shit
wedge
looks
or
crazy.
diamond-shaped object in the sky being chased away by a Harrier jet. This happened in front of civilian witnesses who took the picture. Using the recollections of people who had seen the actual photos, Computer artists later recreated the image, and that was the last anyone heard about the UFO
Yo, look
photo.
at the fish.
But in 2022,
Yo.
a former British intelligence officer named Craig Lindsay released a scan of what he claimed was the authentic, original Calvin UFO photo. It showed the diamond-shaped object, the Harrier jet, and the fence in the foreground almost exactly matching the artist's rendering of the scene. Lindsay's photo was confirmed by experts to be authentic.
So it was real.
Well, no. Well, maybe. Probably not. The photo paper
What?
was authentic and typical for the 90s. But the originals are supposed to be color photos. Lindsay's is black and white. Also, the exact location of the original Calvin UFO photo was found, and the background didn't match. There should be hills and fields and trees in the background, and there just
but it
aren't.
could be a little
now,
higher.
supporters say you can't see the background in the photos because it's too foggy. But weather reports say the day the photo was taken was perfectly clear. So whatever Lindsay's photo is, it's probably not one of the originals. But the original photograph was taken by 2 civilian hikers. And for some strange reason, their
100%, bro.
identities are classified until the year 2076. And the photos do match the craft developed by the Aurora Project. And there are plenty of witnesses who say that's exactly what the Calvin UFO really is. So unless the original photos are found, or we
But
can
it could be
speak
the
to
US
hikers,
government, too.
we may never know what the
Or
object
just
really
any
was.
government, you know what I
Now,
mean?
skeptics of Solar Warden say it's too difficult to keep such a large program secret, that people who were part of the program would talk. And they're right, people would talk. In fact, they did.
The Air Force official response to any reports of that nature is that we have no such program.
But there's a growing body of evidence that seems to indicate otherwise.
A hypersonic aircraft with a speed of around 4,000.
That's really crazy. That's really that's crazy though. You really seen one of these, bro? I seen a UFO, bro. If you ever watched Nope, that's exactly how it looked. It was like silver, like a black type silver, and it was literally like a flying saucer, bro. Like there was no lights or anything, and it was flying mad low. Like if you stack like 4 trains on top of each other, you'll be able to reach it, bro. Like a textbook UFO, literally the way they describe it, yeah. And it was going mad slow. And think about it, nobody stopped. I didn't see nobody taking a picture or anything. There was people looking at it in the sky and everything. And it just literally went slow, like that, off into the distance. Where'd it go? It just kept flying, bro. Nobody was even freaking out, bro. But mad people are looking at it. My mom said that it was like we were in a trance or some shit. Like that's crazy. How nobody's gonna take a picture or anything? I mean, it was in like 2009 and shit, so there was probably barely any cameras. You ain't take a picture. Nobody took a picture, bro. Nobody took a picture, and nobody even freaked out about it. And then even to this day, when me and my mom talk about it, she's like, "That is weird. Like, why did she not call none of her friends or somebody to tell them about what she seen?" You could have been in one of these vids on some history type shit. I know, bro. That's crazy. But nobody was taking a picture, bro. Mad people were looking at it, and it was just like, people were just in like awe, but like, they just kept going around it, going about their day. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if maybe it's because it was in New York, bro, and everybody just minds their business, bro. But it was like, everybody looked at it, but just kept going. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You feel brainwashed or something while seeing it? No, I didn't. You don't even think about it like that. You just looking at it. You know what I'm trying to say? But then afterwards, you think to yourself like, damn, well, I didn't take a picture or anything like that. But at the same time, you're like just in awe seeing that shit.
1,000 miles per hour.
I don't know, bro. That shit crazy.
From underneath, what you see is a perfect triangle. Really quite unlike anything else has ever been
What the
flown.
fuck?
And according to Bill Sweetman, there's the Air Force's secret test base in southern Nevada called Groom Lake.
But you don't even know if that could be
Going on
government
a very
too.
large scale, and simply denying that anything like Aurora exists leaves wide open the question of what's going on there.
Still, the Air Force says it knows nothing.
Whew.
Shortly after the Solar Warden story emerged,
Damn.
several witnesses came forward,
felt good.
each
Thank
claiming to have been a part of the secret space program. One of these
It's so
was
out of the
Laura
order that you probably
Eisenhower,
don't know what to do in the moment
great-granddaughter
except stare.
of
Nah, for
President
real.
Dwight Eisenhower. She said that at an early age, she'd been kidnapped and sent to other planets. She claimed she was involved
fuck?
in a war with an alien species called the Archons. Andrew Basiago was another whistleblower.
What if that shit
He
is
said he
really
was
going on,
recognized
bro?
At an early age as an ideal.
What if that shit is really going on? What if people are getting fucking teleported from their homes, bro, and you don't even know about it? Like all these people going missing and shit. What if they really like just going to another planet, bro? This is just theories, bro. I'm just saying.
For a secret
Just
space
imagine,
program.
bro.
He claimed that he used.
Because if
a
all this shit
teleporter,
was
not a
going on, like if all this shit was going on, that's something that would actually happen. Like, that happens now. People get kidnapped from countries and go to other countries and shit like that. So imagine aliens doing that shit. Like, there's definitely aliens walking among us, like, transforming into humans and shit. I know y'all be seeing some weird ass people. I just like, nah, this can't be a human. I don't know, bro.
Spaceship to travel to Mars.
Shorty thinks she the main character. She
Mars,
waffling. I'm fucking
engaged in
dead.
armed conflict with alien species. And by 2015, other whistleblowers confirmed their involvement. Not just in a vague secret space program, but specifically in a program called Solar Warden. Corey Good said he was removed from his old life in the 1980s, then reverse-aged 20 years and recruited into a secret military program.
Ugh, I'd like to reverse age 20 years.
You and me both, pal. Now, Corey Good
Imagine,
described
bro.
a friendly race of blue avians that were part of a super federation of aliens. The Federation is trying to help the human race fight off alien invaders, including a reptilian race.
The reptilians, bro. Everybody's always talking about this damn reptilians.
So most of these
aliens gotta be taking people 100%, bro.
into our solar system
100%, bro.
Small groups of ETs or single craft that are trying to be sneaky. Right. Little kind of slip in. Marauder groups that would come in.
There's no way.
Do hit and runs.
There's no way, bro.
To come in and take things and leave.
Hey, lizard people are crafty. So very, very crafty.
Good said some people part of the secret space program are trying to push full disclosure, trying to force the alien presence into the open by doing flybys of the International Space Station and popping up on photos and videos. But disclosure still hasn't happened, and Solar Warden is virtually unknown to most of the population. So either there's no such thing as Solar Warden or a secret space program, or it is true, and our solar system is a far more dangerous place than any of us could have possibly imagined.
There's so much the government ain't telling nobody. Nah, 100%, bro.
And the secret space program is a major branch of ufology, and because of social media, it's becoming more mainstream. Solar Warden is covered everywhere from YouTube to TikTok to the occasional mainstream news story. But is it true? No. Well, maybe. Some of it. Gary McKinnon is certainly a real person, but he says he doesn't know anything about Solar Warden or how he got associated with it. He never saw that name on any document or image that he accessed. It seems that the article by Darren Perks in 2012 is what connected Gary to the Solar Warden mythology. And it's easy to understand the connection. The picture of the ship McKinnon saw sounds a lot like the carrier platforms in Solar Warden stories. But even if Gary McKinnon saw a picture of a UFO, and I believe he did, it's a leap to go from one photo to a huge secret space program conspiracy.
I mean, when you connect the dots to other stuff, though, man.
The carriers, the fighters, the large crews, and the guarding of the solar system, these sound like the plots of well-known science fiction books and TV shows. For example, a spaceship, moon bases, and fighters that monitor the solar system come straight from a 1970 British TV show called UFO.
Ooh, is that the groovy one with the moon girls in short skirts and silver cat suits and the purple wigs?
That's the one.
Did I mention the short skirts?
You did.
He's a great show. He's really, he's such a good, I always liked the way he's a good, Tanya.
Okay, snap
what
out
the
of it.
fuck? That was just a mirror. I'm
featured
tripping.
Sid, the space intruder detector.
Thought that was
Its
Star
job
Trek
was
too.
to scan
Yeah.
near-Earth space for alien intruders, just like Solar Warden. And some of the eyewitnesses, like Corey Good, have been exposed as frauds. He was forced to testify under oath that he made the whole thing up, especially the part about the blue avians helping to protect the Earth.
Well, maybe he made that part up, but lizard people are definitely real.
Bro, reptilians is real.
Eyewitnesses like Laura Eisenhower and Andrew Basiago may be telling the truth, but their stories are a hodgepodge of every science fiction trope you can think of. Time travel, teleportation, zero-point energy, and the list goes on. Now, I'm not saying they're lying, but I am saying they both tell very convoluted stories. The only aspect of Solar Warden that holds up to any scrutiny is Gary McKinnon's personal testimony. But unfortunately, that's all we have, his word. Now, think of the logistics involved in something like Solar Warden. In order for it to work, every nation on Earth would have to be involved. Russia, China, the US, and really every industrialized country on Earth is aware when any other country launches a rocket of any kind. You couldn't put a fleet's worth of equipment into space without somebody noticing. You'd also have to constantly be sending food and water and air into space to resupply the fleet.
Or they raise their own livestock in space, and they grow vegetables with hydroponics.
What do you know about hydroponics?
Let's just say in college, I was very, industrious.
Ah. So if Solar Warden does exist, That would mean every nation on Earth has set aside their differences and come together for a common goal. That's actually a nice thought. Unfortunately, that common goal is protecting the human race from destruction by an alien invasion. Now that's terrifying. So I don't know if Solar Warden is real. But when I think about its purpose, I really hope it isn't. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. My name is AJ.
what y'all
That's
think?
Hagglefish.
Greetings, Earthling.
This has been the Y-Files. And if you had fun or learned anything, do him a favor and like, subscribe, comment, and share. That
I heard him, bro. Like, comment, and share. Reptilian. Wait, people was talking about how the queen was a reptilian, bro. She definitely was, bro. She definitely was.